Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm Rose of There Goes Rose, and today I'm bringing you my autumnal TBR. These are books I want to get to in autumn. So as you can see, I've got my Stay Spooky jumper on. This is a new jumper, I'm so excited to wear it. I always treat myself to one new autumnal Halloween-y jumper a year. I was torn between the Stay Spooky one and there was a Gilmore Girls one, but I think I'm going to have to get Gilmore Girls next year because I love ghosts. There's a little ghost behind me and I've got some ghost art print in this office as well. So I was like, let's stick with the ghosts. I love ghosts, let's keep the ghost theme. So today I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. Hey, that was good, I did that by accident, that's a nice number. So I probably won't get to all of them, but this is an ideal TBR, an ideal what I want to get to. So get cosy, pour yourself a cup of tea, and yeah, have a look. You might get some recommendations, you might have read some and be able to tell me what to prioritise. So come along for this autumnal cosy ride. So I've split them into categories, so I'm just having a look at where to start first. I'm going to go with sort of cosy fantasy first. So the first one, I've owned this book for, I don't know, it's got to be 6 years at least, and I've still not read it. I've kind of been saving it for where I really feel like I miss the Harry Potter world, and I feel like this year might be the year. It's The Magical Worlds of Harry Potter by David Colbert. Now this book was gifted to me many years ago. Second-hand copy, which I love. So it's got all battered pages and it's a little bit tinged yellow. So it's been a while since I've been back in the Harry Potter world. However, I recently watched or rewatched the Forgotten Beasts series because I hadn't seen the last one, so it's really put me back in the mood to maybe go and revisit that world. So I thought this would be a good read for autumn. I don't know a lot about this. Obviously it's set in Harry Potter, but it says, where does magic come from? Why do wizards use wands? What makes Harry a universal hero? It's called The Essential Tome to the History Behind Harry Potter, an indispensable guide for muggles wishing to explore his magical world. A perfect read for autumn. The next book recommendation for cosy autumnal is Howls Moving Castle, and this is by Diana Wynne Jones. So I watched the Studio Ghibli Howls Moving Castle but never read the book. So again, perfect time to pick this book up is in autumn, Halloween time. I got this secondhand from a charity shop near where I live. How about making a bargain with me, said the demon. I'll break your spell if you agree to break this contract I'm under. In the land of Ingari, where 7-league boots and cloaks of invisibility really exist, Sophie Hatter attracts the unwelcome attention of the Witch of the West, who puts a curse on her, determined to make the best of things. Sophie travels to the one place where she might get help, the moving castle which hovers on the nearby hills. I'll probably read this and then rewatch the film, to be honest, to see the similarities, but a perfect read for Halloween. The last of sort of cosy fantasy reads that I've got is Thistlefoot, and this is based on the house with chicken legs, which I love. I love stories about Baba Yaga. I first read a book around I think it was called The House of Chicken Legs a couple of years ago, and I've been looking for more books around the House of Chicken Legs, and this led me to this, which is Thistlefoot by GennaRose and Nethercott. This is about the Yaga siblings that inherit the house from their, I think it's their grandmother who passes away. And the two siblings haven't been in touch for a long time. They've both gone on very separate paths, but used to be very close. So I think this house is going to bring them back together. And I don't think they quite know what they're in for in terms of what this house does. So again, a really lovely read. And it's also set in the forest. I love books set in the forest. I do a lot of woodland walks in autumn. Couldn't be more perfect for the season. Sorry, there's one more kind of cosy fantasy book, which I missed, and it's by Stephen King. It's the fairy tale. I've only read one Stephen King because I'm not a huge fan of horror. So I read, I think it's called Eye of the Tiger or something like that, or Eye of the King, or Eye of the Dragon. I think it's Eye of the Dragon. I'll pop it here, whatever it is, with my little ghost. So I chose this. I've been fancying another Stephen King because I absolutely love that book, but yeah, I didn't want to read horror. So I found the fairy tale. And this says, welcome to the dark side of happily ever after. Charlie Reed looks like a regular high school kid, great at baseball and football, a decent student. But when Charlie is 17, he meets a dog. You can hear my dog. He meets a dog named Radar and her aging master, Howard Bowditch, a recluse in a big house at the top of a very big hill, with a locked shed in the backyard. When Bowditch dies, he leaves Charlie a cassette tape telling a story no one would believe. Inside the shed is a portal to another world. Gives me Alice in Wonderland vibes, also Witch in the Wardrobe, having like a portal to another land. I think it's set in the woods. So yeah, really excited for this one. Okay, I've got one contemporary to add to the list, and that's You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Now, as you can see, very autumnal cover. We've got orange leaves, yellow text, which I absolutely love on the book cover as well. They're wrapped up in scarves and coats. I think this is just a very nice love story, but set in autumn, so one that I have to read, and this is kind of at the top of my list at the moment. So we follow Ari, who's a free-spirited struggling comedian who likes to keep things casual and never sleeps over after hooking up. And then we've got Josh, born and bred Manhattan, has ambitious plans to take the culinary world by storm to find the one and live happily ever after. So obviously we've got two very different characters looking for very different things. Also, I think there's going to be lots of food references in this, which I'm here for. This is going to be such a cozy one where you kind of curl up under your blanket of an evening, or read it in bed with a cup of tea or hot chocolate. So I'm super excited for this one. I've got one graphic novel that I really want to get to this autumn, and this was gifted to me by my friend Ollie, and it's called The Imaginary, and it's illustrated by Emily Gravett, written by A.F. Harrold. I believe we follow an imaginary friend in this one, so almost like a ghost, which is kind of giving me autumnal vibes. I've been meaning to get to this one for a little while. So Roger is Amanda Shufflup's imaginary friend. It's a funny old life, not really being there, but someone's got to do it. Nobody else can see Roger until the sinister Mr. Bunting arrives at Amanda's door. Mr. Bunting hunts imaginaries. Rumour says that he can eat them, and if he sniffed out Roger, we're in trouble. Soon Roger is alone and running for his imaginary life, but can a boy who isn't there survive without a friend to dream him up? So I think this is really interesting because we're actually following the imaginary friend and not the main character, not the kind of character that's thought up the imaginary friend. It's children's young adult, and there's illustrations. I'm really excited for this. I think I've said I'm really excited for this for all of the books, but that's why they're on my TBR, because I'm really excited for them. I need a better adjective. So I have got two, they're not horrors because I can't do horrors, I'm a wimp. I really can't do horror. I can't do anything with zombies in. I can only do ghosts if they're cute. I can't do like scary, paranormal kind of books. I can do witches, but I can't do horror. But I can do scary books more than I can a film. I won't go anywhere near a horror film or a TV series. My dog's just come to say hello. You can probably hear her footsteps. Always need to fuss that one. So the first thriller I've got is Pine. This has been on my TBR for ages, and it's because if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit scared to read it. But I do really want to read it because it's set in the woods. Lauren and her father Niall live alone in the Highlands. And I love books set in the Highlands, Scotland, anywhere like that. In a small village, perfect, obviously, perfect staple for a thriller, surrounded by forest, ticking all my boxes, Pine. When a woman stumbles onto the road one Halloween night, Niall drives her back to the house. In the morning, she's gone. In a community where daughters rebel and men quietly rage, mysteries like these are not out of the ordinary. Lauren looks for answers in her tarot cards, hoping she might be able to read her father's turbulent mind. Neighbours know more than they let on, but when a local teenager goes missing, it's no longer clear who she can trust. I really should read this autumn. I think I've owned it for a good 4 or 5 years, maybe. So I do need to get to this. The next thriller I have is The Woman in the Window. by A.G. Finn. A lot of people have heard about this book, I think a few years ago when it came out. When did you come out? I remember seeing a lot of people raving about it, 2018. I literally thought that was like 2 years ago. That means I've had this book on my TBR since around 2018. Whoops. So this is about the woman in the window. I think she's a peeping Tom. I can't fully remember. I think she sees something that she's not meant to, like a murder or something, but let's find out together. What did she see? It's been 10 months since Anna Fox last left her home. 10 months during which she has haunted the rooms of her old New York house, lost in her memories, too terrified to step outside. Anna's lifeline to the real world is her window, where she sits watching her neighbours. When the Russells move in, Anna is instantly drawn to them. A picture-perfect family, they are an echo of the life that was once hers. But one evening, a scream rips across the silence and Anna witnesses something horrifying. Oh my God, I'm here for it. Now she must uncover the truth about what really happened. But if she does, will anyone believe her? And can she even trust herself? I have a feeling as well that she's probably going to step out of her house for the first time in order to solve this crime. But it looks scary, doesn't it? It gives me horror vibes. But it does sound amazing. I know people raved about this many years ago in 2018, a bit late to the party, but maybe this year is the year that I join the party very late. I've got 2 more books left to share, and I didn't know how to categorise these. They're kind of very autumnal books written a long time ago. That's the category we're going for. The first one is Cider with Rosie by Laurie Lee. This is another book I've had on my shelf for a while. It was written in 1959, but I know this is perfect for autumn. Also, it's kind of got my name in the title, so I should read it. So a bookmark just fell out because I started reading this a little while ago and never finished it. I didn't get very far, maybe 50 pages in, so I'll probably just start again. But it is a very relevant bookmark because it's Harry Potter. So what is Cider with Rosie about? The England of Cider with Rosie is one of silence, of hard work and necessary patience, of white roads rutted by hooves and cartwheels, innocent of oil and petrol. It's the rich, sensuous world of Laurie Lee's childhood, and a youth in a remote Cotswold village, a world that has mostly vanished. Described by H.E. Bates as a prose poem that flashes and winks like a prism, this loving and intimate record stands as both testament and elegy. So this will be really interesting. It's going to take me back to a time that I don't know a lot about, and I think it's going to be very autumnal and cosy. It makes me want to kind of like eat apples. Eat apples. Who says that? I don't know why, but you know, like a toffee apple or something on the side of a cup of tea whilst you read this book. Last book. I'm chatting nonsense, so I need to finish the video. I have this absolutely gorgeous copy of Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. It's got beautiful gold edges. It is, let me just take the sleeve off. This was a gift from my sister last Christmas, and I've been saving it for autumn. It's the hand-painted copy of the book. I can't remember how many of these were sold, but there weren't many. And it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's now autumn after that Christmas, so it's time to read this. I love the Anne of Green Gables Netflix series that came out. I've never read it though, so we follow Anne, who is an orphan, and she's trying to settle into her new community, but she's very nerdy, likes to read, she's very ballsy though, and she's quite outspoken, and she's got these lovely ginger hair, very autumnal, and she lives on a farm with these 2 older people, so it's very autumnal. I'm really excited to get to this, and it's going to be even more special reading it from this special edition. So these are the 10 books that I'm most excited to read this autumn. Will I get to them all? Who knows, but I'm going to try my best. Are there any that I should be adding to my TBR? If so, let me know in the comments, or is there one that you think I should read first out of the ones I already own? Do let me know, and thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day and that your autumn looks just as cosy as mine is looking with all of these books.